in progress.
So, hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Firaz Ahmad and I'm from the Art School, Nan Academy Foundation, Naval Batch 10. So, we will ask some questions from Miles.
Hey, what's up?
So, hello. Hello, Miles.
Hello,
I
what's on
will
your
ask
mind?
you some question.
I'm all ears. What you got for me?
Where did the possessive word thank you originally came from?
Let me look into that. Since you're into the deep cuts of language, I bet there's some weird evolution there. Turns out thank actually comes from an Old English word for thought. Basically, when you thank someone, you're saying you have a favorable thought about what they did for you. It's like the phrase evolved from just thinking about something to actually expressing gratitude. Pretty cool how a simple thought became the standard way to be polite, right?
Okay.
You've got another one on the
What,
list, or are we just
what
vibing for a sec?
does the word thank you means in the Old English?
In Old English, it was the tank, which literally just meant thought or reflection. So before it was a way to be polite, it was more about the mental act of thinking. It's wild that I'm thinking about this turned into I'm grateful for this over time. Does that make sense?
How did the thank you word change from its original meaning to the meaning of we use today?
It was a gradual shift. It started with that idea of a thought, but it evolved into a favorable thought. Like instead of just reflecting on something, you were reflecting on a kindness someone did for you. Eventually, the act of sharing that positive thought became the way we express gratitude. It's a pretty smooth transition from a mental state to a social one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm
Why do
still curious about the
people
words.
start using saying something like thank you or
I think it comes down to how we're wired. Humans just have this natural need to acknowledge when someone does something for them. It's like a social glue that keeps things smooth between people. When you recognize a kindness, it makes the other person feel seen and it makes you feel connected. It's way more efficient than just nodding or staring at them. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
You're on a roll with these.
Question
What else is
is
on your mind?
why do we say thank you instead of simple thanks?
That's kind of a formality thing. Thanks is the quick, casual version, the kind of thing you say when someone holds the door. Thank you feels a bit more intentional and complete. It's like the difference between a nod and a full handshake. And you probably switch between them depending on who you're talking to, right?
Where is the difference between thank you and thanks and how much is it is?
It's really just about the vibe in the relationship. Like I said, thanks is the lean, casual version for friends or small favors. Thank you adds that extra layer of respect or sincerity. The amount of difference isn't really a number, but more of a feeling. One is a quick acknowledgement, and the other is a proper expression of gratitude.
How do other language express thank you?
Let me check. Every language has its own way of doing it, and some are way more complex than just a two-word phrase. You've got your standards like gracias in Spanish, merci in French, or shukran in Arabic. Then you have some that are really specific, like, in Portuguese, you say obrigado if you're a guy, and obrigado if you're a girl. My favorite is Farsi, where they sometimes say, may your hand not hurt to show they appreciate the effort you put in. That's a pretty dope way to look at it, right?
Okay.
You're just
Other,
hit me with the
are,
so
are other clueless what saying thank you is a less common word?
what you mean like words that express gratitude but aren't as common as thank you, like those deep cut phrases people barely use anymore. You looking for some old school alternatives?
Can say thank you actually strain the friendship meaning?
That's a wild angle. I'm guessing you're talking about that feeling where saying thank you creates a weird distance, like it turns a friendly favor into a formal transaction. It's like if a best friend does something for you and you say thank you too formally, it almost feels like you're treating them like a stranger. Does that sound like what you're getting at?
What is the history behind the word thank you?
We actually just touched on this, but let me lay it out again since it's a trip. It all starts back in Old English with the word the thank, which literally meant thought or reflection. So for a long time, it wasn't even about being polite. It was just about the act of thinking. Eventually, that shifted into having a favorable thought about someone's kindness. And that's how we ended up with the thank you we use today. It basically turned a private thought into a social habit.
Okay, so thank you. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.